Welcome to Bio 22, Human Genetics. I'm Dr. Jenny Clark. This video will give you a quick tour of how I've organized the course in Canvas and help you identify where to locate things. When you log into Canvas and click on our course card, you will see this home screen. It contains a number of links to direct you to current lectures and announcements for the week. It also summarizes the current unit. This will be updated throughout the semester. As you begin to explore the course, the syllabus is a good place to start. You can use the links highlighted in red or the menu on the left to navigate. The syllabus section lists a number of important documents. Look for the links in red. Here we have the assignment calendar, syllabus, and a document summarizing reading assignments. Notice that the book we are using is the 12th edition of Concepts of Genetics by Klung et al. It's perfectly fine to substitute an older edition of the textbook if you wish. You can use the 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th edition of this book. However, be sure to get a student handbook and solution manual that goes with the edition of the textbook that you have. The second and third units of the class will be learning lots of different types of genetics calculations, and you'll want to practice end of the chapter questions and check your answers in the student handbook and solution manual. The textbook and other required items are summarized in the syllabus linked here. Notice that you do not need to have access to the publisher's website that goes along with our textbook. Online materials will all be provided here through Canvas. Let's look at the assignment calendar, linked here in the beginning. This provides a visualization of everything going on in the course. All due dates are summarized here. I've set up this class as if it were a Monday-Wednesday class, assigning a lecture each Monday and Wednesday. The first week we will cover lectures 1 through 3. These lectures review DNA and RNA as it's covered in a basic biology course. These are some of our shortest lectures. You may want to use extra time you have to work ahead. I encourage you to print out this assignment calendar and enter the due dates in a calendar you use regularly, such as on your phone. I have built in a lot of flexibility into the course, so be sure you stay current with the schedule, as it is difficult to catch up if you fall behind. Let me move ahead in the calendar and show you some of the flexibility. You will see many of the quizzes and other assignments in bold. Here, exam 1 is due on September 30th. And this exam is available on September 26th. That means that you can take this exam any day from Wednesday through Sunday. So use the due dates on this calendar as a hard end date. Don't be in a position where you're asking for an extension. Work ahead when possible and use these as the absolute last due date to complete assignments and stay on schedule. This will make the class a lot less stressful. Let's go back to the first week. The blue boxes here each week summarize assigned discussion board posts. In the first week, you should introduce yourself on the discussion board by midnight Tuesday. You should also post about the week 1 lectures on the discussion board, making one post by the end of Thursday. On a typical week, there are 2 lectures assigned, and 2 discussion board posts should be made during the week regarding those lectures. The first post is due by the end of Tuesday. Now this can be made anytime from Friday through midnight Tuesday. The second post should be due on Wednesday or Thursday. The reason why I specify certain days for posts is to encourage more conversation between students online. And this is very useful. Otherwise, I find that about 90% of students post within a couple hours of the due date. And you really miss a lot of back and forth conversation, and you find a lot of duplicate posts. So we're going to get more out of the discussion board by following this schedule, and this will allow you to earn up to 2 points each week which are very easy points to earn using the discussion board. So don't skip out on these essentially free points. Now for an online course, posting in the discussion board is akin to attendance in a face-to-face class. Discussion posts are not busy work, but instead a way to participate in the class. The most important thing you can do in the weekly discussions is to ask a question or answer a question. Please take a brief look at all the posts made before adding your own so you avoid any duplicate posts. And as you go through the lecture videos and assigned reading, if you come across a question, post it on the discussion board. This will allow you to get feedback from your classmates. No question is too small. And this is a simple way to satisfy your discussion board assignment. Just as important as asking a question is answering a question. This will help both your classmates and you too. You will understand and remember a topic better after you have posted it about it. I encourage you to compose your discussion board posts in a word processor, then copy and paste them into Canvas to protect against lost work should you lose your internet connection. Now at the end of each week, I will read through all the discussion board posts and I'll answer any unanswered questions or clarify any misconceptions. Looking here, you'll see the quizzes and assignments highlighted in bold. Quiz 1 covers the review lectures 1 through 3. And this will give you a good idea of how quizzes are conducted in Canvas. My philosophy about quizzes is that they motivate you to stay current with the schedule and are a great study tool. At the end of the quiz, you will see suggestions regarding questions missed. This will allow you to look into these topics. You can then take the quiz again. You may or may not have the same questions each time you take the quiz. However, you can take all quizzes twice. This will help you uncover questions you have about course material and earn a higher score. Scrolling to the end of the assignment calendar, you will find a summary of assignments. There are group assignments, quizzes, exams, and also a research paper. The research paper is an individual project. Okay, let's go back to Canvas. We're here in the syllabus area where we looked at the assignment calendar. Please read through this whole area. Let me though highlight a couple more things. Scrolling down. By enrolling in this course, you agree to the following. All work submitted is your own. You will not share course assignments, course questions, or answers with others. You will not engage in activities that dishonestly improve or harm the scores of yourself or others. For more about academic integrity, you can look at the division policy linked here. I've also linked here suggestions from previous students listing tips for success in this class, as well as my own collection of tips for studying and effective test taking. Lastly, the organization of the course is discussed here at the bottom. Now as you go through this, if you have questions, go to the discussion board. Here's a link to a thread for general course questions on the discussion board. All right, let's go back to the menu on the left. We're going to go through each of these items. So this was the syllabus area. Second on the list are announcements. Each week I will post an announcement summarizing the lectures due for the week, discussion board posts, and other assignments coming up. I will typically post the weekly assignment on Friday or Saturday before the week. This will also be sent out on a course-wide email to your school email address. Be sure to check this account or have those emails forwarded to an account you use. Here is my welcome announcement. Links in red direct you to areas of Canvas that you may want to look at. All right, moving on. The assignments section summarizes all assignments. Canvas also organizes these assignments into its own calendar, shown here on the far left. Some items do not have a point value associated with them, but are listed so that they will show up on the calendar in Canvas. The lectures are a good example of that. Now you can view these assignments listed by date that they are due or by type of assignment. So if we click this by type, you will see instructions for different assignments. Here you have your introduction that you will write and post to the discussion area. We have our quizzes, information about the research paper, We have our group assignments. Let's look at one for an example. If we look at Article 1 questions, you will find a description of this assignment. It relates to Lecture 5 and the assigned article, and that article is linked here. And this assignment is a series of 10 questions linked here that you will answer within your group. One person from your group will then use this page to submit the group's work. So the assignment section, going back, not only shows you the instructions, but gives you information about where to submit various assignments. Another assignment, the group contract. So there are 4 group assignments. Not included in that number is the group contract. In the first 2 weeks of class, you should connect with classmates to form a group of 3 to 4 students to work with on these 4 group assignments. Use the introduction section to find classmates with similar work ethics and similar interests that might be good group members to work with. So this group contract simply explains how to connect with classmates, how to form a contract, how to spell out the responsibilities of group members, and provide a process for removing members who do not contribute. At the bottom of the page, you'll find a PDF version of what's listed here for easy printing. Going back to the menu on the left, let's now move to the discussion area. For the first week, I will have these 2 threads pinned to the top, General Course Questions and the Introduction section. For each lecture, you will find 3 threads posted that you can reply in. The lecture question and answer thread, a lecture with mock test questions for study purposes, and then also one with summaries and extra information. I'll click on just this first one, Q&A. It gives you brief instructions here, and for a more extended discussion of what constitutes a good discussion post, I've also linked the discussion guidelines in this particular thread. Okay, remember, only 2 discussion posts are required each week, and in the first week, you only need to make a single post in one of these 3 threads and introduce yourself. Discussions are usually organized by recent activity, so the thread with the most recent reply will be listed first on top. Moving on, the grades section. This lists all assignments that have a point value associated with them. Here is the points possible. When these are graded, you will see your score listed in this column. You can also click on the individual assignment to learn more about the assignment and access your work and access any comments I may have left. Occasionally, I will leave comments on discussion posts here, and for written work, I always leave comments addressing anything that was incomplete or incorrect. Back to the menu on the left, the People section lists everyone registered, and there's a Groups tab here. Once I create your group in Canvas in the second week of class, you will be able to access your group tools here, and you will have a group discussion area, which is a great way to collaborate with group members. Next on the menu is the Pages area, and this will automatically bring you to the front page describing the current unit of the class. At the top, there's a button to view all pages. If we click on that, you'll see a page for each lecture. The lectures are all numbered in order. So the first week we will do a review of DNA structure, DNA replication, and gene expression. So those are lectures 1 through 3. So there are a total of 26 lectures for this class. Let's look at lecture 4 as an example. Here we have a descriptive title of the lecture, one of the figures from the lecture, and if you scroll down, you will see for each lecture there's a study list provided. And this is provided in both Microsoft Word and PDF format. This lists concepts and terminology that you should know after watching the lecture video and completing assigned reading. It's a good idea to take a look at the study list before you start on the lecture and then use it as a study tool to quiz yourself or organize your notes. You'll also find the lecture slides listed in Microsoft PowerPoint and PDF format. Here we have the assigned reading and this will be updated to reflect the 12th edition textbook. If you're using an older edition, go back to the reading assignments document found in the syllabus section, and there's a page there for each different edition of the textbook from 9th through 12th editions. Next are the videos, the lecture videos. All lecture videos are posted on YouTube, and each lecture is divided into multiple videos simply to break up the information and make it more easy for you to locate topics that you might want to review more than once. Last on this page, you will find links to other animations related to the lecture or other websites that are helpful. So each lecture is numbered in order and has its own page, and you can find them using the Pages section. Okay, moving back to our menu, we talked about the syllabus. The Outcomes area, this lists all student learning outcomes for the course. Moving down the menu, Quizzes. This is where you will find all the quizzes and exams. The first quiz and second quiz are already available. Okay. Modules, this organizes the lecture pages into modules. This class is divided into 3 units, roughly corresponding to 3 exams. So we begin the first week with 3 review lectures, and then we dive into more detail in Unit 1. Unit 1 deals with molecular genetics, what's happening with DNA and RNA inside the cell. Related to this is genetic testing. Unit 2 has to do with inheritance of traits encoded by a single gene, and this includes Mendelian genetics. We'll also talk about the cell cycle, mitosis, meiosis, and cancer. We'll discuss chromosome mapping and interpretation of 2-point mapping and 3-point mapping. We'll learn about sex determination and extranuclear inheritance, including mitochondrial DNA. And lastly, in Unit 2, we'll talk about large chromosomal mutations or aberrations. In our last unit, we'll learn about quantitative genetics. This has to do with traits encoded by multiple genes and influenced by the environment. We'll learn a little bit how behavior is influenced by genetics. We'll learn about population genetics and some more recent topics, pharmacogenomics, and this describes the use of genetic testing and the prescription of medication, gene therapy, gene editing, such as use of CRISPR technology, and lastly, GMOs. I hope you found this video useful. If you have questions, please go to the discussion area and feel free to post those in general course questions or send me an email. Thanks and have a great day.